Hey y'all, what's up? It is Sunday, March 21st, which means it's the start of another reading vlog. I don't really know what this vlog is going to entail because I have no idea what I'm going to be reading. I am about to do a whole bunch of unboxings, as you can tell, so that's off to the side. I'm also needing to do my February wrap-up. Y'all, it's the end of March and I haven't even done my February wrap-up yet. That's awful, but it is what it is. So I just wanted to real quickly come on, say hello. Last night I finished The Awakening of Ivy Leovold. This is by Sierra Simone, and this book, y'all, was so good. I gave it 5 stars. Cannot wait. It does end on a cliffhanger. So this is a historical romance, which typically, is not my thing. But this was like not any kind of historical romance I've ever read. Like, it's Sierra Simone, so it's going to be erotic, right? Well, this book was out there. It's about a girl who is single and her brother has recently passed away. She was under his care and now has no family left except for a long-lost cousin that she'd only met a couple of times. And her cousin's husband is taking her in. She just found out that her cousin has also passed away from like a really bad accident, horse accident. And so she's going to live with this guy that she has no idea who he is, but he's taking her in and is going to be taking care of her. Because, it's like the 1800s and women can't take care of themselves back then. So she goes there and she thinks it's going to be like this old man, and it ends up not being an old man at all. And they have a thing, and it's very dirty. She's not married to him, and he has a whole bunch of friends that are all very sexually awakened, men and women. They're all like a group of non-married swingers. Is that a thing? I don't really know how to describe it. It's like a group of 13 people who all like spend their time together and sleep with everybody. Like, the women sleep with the women, the men sleep with the men, they all just do it together. So that's kind of what I'm reading, but there's also like a little bit of jealousy in it, and like there's no actual cheating that happens in this book. And I like the fact that it's like a main guy and a main girl, and he's very much like, she's mine, and I kind of like that part aspect of it, because reverse harems just aren't really my thing, and these like swinging groups where they all like sleep around together isn't really my thing, because I love a possessive, jealous man. It's like my downfall in books. It's not so great to have one of them in person, but in books, when he's like, you're mine, caveman style, it's so hot. So yeah, anyway, very long intro to say that I read a book last night and enjoyed it immensely. I cannot wait to read the second book. There's also a little bit of a murder mystery plotline in between, but it's not done cheesy. It's actually done very well, and I cannot wait. And I'm super, like, I thought I knew for sure who did it, but now I'm just like, maybe that isn't the person. So I'm actually really excited because I don't know who did it. So that's always a good thing. Anyway, okay, I am going to get off here. I'm going to go ahead and film a couple of these lovely videos, and then I will be back later to check in with you. I do have to work today. I work Sundays just for a couple hours. It's no big deal. So anyway, I will check in later. Hey y'all, it is still Sunday night. It's like 2 in the morning. I just wanted to give you a super quick update to let you know that I haven't really read anything today. My mom and I watched a whole bunch of TV, but I do want to give you an update and tell you that if you have not watched the Lifetime series by V.C. Andrews, the first one that I watched was Heaven. And there's like 5 movies, all with the same characters, all with the same family. It starts out with Heaven. Google it if you haven't. If you are all into like the forbidden, taboo, K. Webster kind of shit, then you need to go watch this movie because it's batshit crazy. It is incest everywhere. I mean, V.C. Andrews was a freak, and I am here for it. And now I kind of want to go read all of these books, because they are nuts, and they were done in like the 1980s, but she wrote some crazy ass shit. I mean, like, people sleeping, like brothers and sisters sleeping together, a girl sleeping with her uncle, a step-grandfather raping his granddaughter, just like, I mean, like, every single movie has incest. Every one of them. Bitch was nuts. Uh, anyway, I just wanted to give you an update and let you know that if you're into that kind of crazy stuff, Lifetime movies, Heaven, go watch it. Go watch that series. It's quite interesting and fascinating, and I don't know, just really pretty good. Anyway, it's now 2 in the morning. I need to go to bed, but I just wanted to give you a quick update. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
What's you do, boy? Are you looking at yourself? Is that Cooper? Is that you?
Hey y'all, so it's been a couple of days. It's actually Wednesday. I'm sorry I haven't updated in, like I said, a couple of days. I have been busy working. I haven't read just a whole lot. I am now 70% of the way through Don't Kiss the Bride by Carrie and Cole. And this book is continuing to put me in a reading slump. It's just not for me. I'm gonna skim over the rest of it. I do want to know how it ends. I think I'm just not going to rate this book, and I'll tell you why. So this is an age gap romance. It is a marriage of convenience, and those are all things that I really love in books. However, this book has a major part of the storyline is an eating disorder, and this book is very much so slow burn, but it's slow burn that's almost boring to me, because the two main characters, one of my favorite things in books is slow burn, but it has to be done in a certain way. And the main characters, like, I want there to be a slow burn, but I want there to be sexual tension. I want there to be that give and pull, that kind of like waiting and wanting the other person, and I want that to come through on the page. And in this book, it really doesn't. The main characters are really good friends, but there's almost no sexual tension. Like, they're just friends. Like, it truly doesn't read like they really truly want each other. He's really hung up on the fact that she's 18 and he's in his 30s. She thinks of him as like a cool old guy, and not really like, oh, that's somebody that I'm just super attracted to. So it's not like this crazy attraction. It's like truly friends to lovers, which is great in some cases. But for me, it just isn't really working in the slow burn of it. It just kind of feels boring. Whenever they have sex, like, their sex scenes aren't anything spectacular, or like, you know, it's not like they are finally coming together. It's just like, it's just reading as friends that end up falling in bed together, and it's just not sexy. Also, her eating disorder is severe. Like, I mean, really, really severe. And while it is very well done, it's really depressing, extremely depressing. And as I said, it's just really putting me in a reading slump. It's just taking a lot of time to get through this book, whereas normally I would have been done with it weeks ago. I'm just reading like 20% at a time because I just can't get through it. And now I'm at 70%, and something happened where our main character, like, they're finally at a happy place, and her boss does something that I really, really, really did not like. I understand why it was done. It's just not something that I want to read about, and I know that this drama is going to be major that's coming up, and I just don't want to read about it. So I'm going to just skim, see how it ends. I'm not going to rate it, because if I do, I'm going to rate it low, and I don't want to do that because the writing itself was good. This book just wasn't for me. Anyway, so today my sister brought over my grandnephew, second nephew. I don't know how to describe that. So my sister's kid, Lizzie, had a kid, and here I am with no kids. But they've got lots of kids. So I got to meet my little grandnephew, little Jackson. He's so cute. And he was adorable. But he's 9 months old, and I haven't had a chance to meet him because of COVID. So she brought him over so my mom and I could meet him. And he got to see our little dogs, and he's so cute. He's a little blonde hair, blue-eyed baby. He's just so cute. He's a little chunky thing too. He's gonna be a big boy. He's pretty big already. So anyway, that's what happened today. I got to meet him. I got some book mail in. I've already opened it. I got a couple of things from Thrift Books, so I figured I would just do a little spoiler on my boxes and the books that I have coming in, because I just did a book unhaul video, and I'm going to be putting that up very soon. And these books will not be able to be like unhauled until the following month. And there's no way I'm waiting to see what I got until now. Or until then. So I went ahead and opened them up, and I'm going to show you what I got. The first two books I did get from Thrift Books. The first one is He Will Be My Ruin by K.A. Tucker. It's not like the best quality. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's got some like damage on the spine a little. I don't know how well you can see. And it's also got some damage on the front of it. Anyway, it's not too bad. It was in good condition. I got it for like $4 or $5, so I'm not even going to complain about that. And then I got Poughkeepsie by Deborah Anastasia. I love this author. I haven't read anything of this kind of book from her. This is something a little different. This is about, I think he's homeless, and this girl comes into this train station that he's at every day and like smiles at him, and it turns into a love story. So that sounds cute. Sad but cute. I have to be in the mood to read a book like that, you know? And that's kind of why it's really hard for me to get through the Don't Kiss the Bride, because I wasn't really in the mood for sad. I was in the mood for age gap, taboo, you know, that kind of thing. That's what I was expecting, and it's just not what I got. And it is kind of what I got, but it's just really, really sad to me. She's got a lot of medical issues, and like I said, she's major eating disorder, and it's just really taking up the whole book, and it's just really, really kind of sad. Anyway, I got the bookworm box. Like I said, I just did an unboxing, so I'm not going to wait a whole month to see what book I got. So you're going to see spoilers here. It looks like... Oh, yes. Diamond in the Rough by Skye Warren. So if y'all saw my last vlog, I just read my first Skye Warren book, and I loved it. Like hardcore loved it. So I am super, super excited to get a Skye Warren book. Super excited. Definitely want to read more by that author. So today I plan on skimming the rest of this book. I want to try to get that done, finished, out of the way. And then I will move on to something a little more fast-paced, and hopefully I will get through more books this week and not just spend my entire week on one book. So anyway, that is it for me. I will update you guys whenever I have something to update you on. All right, y'all. It's hours later. I got off work. I've got some stuff to update you on. If I look like I'm crying, I haven't been. My eye has been really bothering me tonight. I don't know if it's eye strain or what, but it's sore and it hurts. So that's probably why I look this way. I haven't actually been crying. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So I finished Don't Kiss the Bride by Carrie and Cole. I did skim over a lot of it. It kind of went exactly the way I thought it was going to go. Look, I don't want to discourage you from reading it. There's lots and lots of people that loved it. It just was a little bit of a miss for me. It was just very slow and sad, and just wasn't exactly what I was wanting to read. It wasn't what I was expecting to read. Because I was kind of expecting an age gap, slow burn that was super hot, and it just didn't quite make the mark for me. The writing was really good. If you are into age gap, but if you're into like the slow burn angst of the age gap where the guy thinks that he's way too old for the girl, and so they start out as friends and it becomes more of a friends to lover situation. If you're into that, then you may really truly enjoy this. I'm not typically a friends to lovers person, and that's really what this book was. And it truly felt like friends to lovers. There just wasn't any kind of sexual tension or anything that made me go, wow, those two are just like really into each other. So it was just kind of boring in my opinion. The steamy moments weren't as steamy as I was hoping for. It missed the mark, and I feel really bad saying that because I know so many other booktubers love this book. It's gotten such good remarks on Goodreads. It just wasn't for me. That's all it is. So I'm not going to rate this one because, once again, this is just a me thing. The book itself was well written. It was good. It just wasn't for me. Now, the next thing I have to talk about is I actually started and finished another book. So this should tell you how much the other book wasn't for me. It took me 2.5 weeks to complete that book, and I've started a book and finished it today. So after reading that. So yeah. But oh God. Okay. So y'all are going to start thinking that I'm just like picking up books and rating them, and just like hating on them because I just want to hate on them. And that's really not the case. I truly pick up books that I think I'm going to love. And this last year, I just haven't been loving them. So I need you guys to know this. I need you to know that I never pick up the book with the intentions of not liking the book. I always think I'm going to like it. I always read the reviews before going in, kind of seeing what my other friends think of it. I always pick up books that have decent reviews. If there's a whole bunch of my friends like rate it really low, I'm just not even going to read it because if they don't like it, you know I'm not going to like it. Like, well, more than likely. Few exceptions being like The Wild and stuff, you know? But come on, let's be honest. Some of my kinky friends, like, they like it as much as I do. Sorry, my hair is a mess. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I look like shit. I've kind of feel like shit. Anyway, I read Trophy Wife by Alessandra Torrey. Last week, during the Kindle Clear Out Readathon, I vlogged that video. So if you happen to watch me vlogging it, you saw that I loved To Have by Alessandra Torrey. I gave it 5 stars. I was so excited to continue on with this book. Like, seriously, I was so excited. I'm sitting there going, this is going to be easily a 5-star read for me, right? So I went ahead and I jumped in and I started reading it. And I read the whole thing. It's very addictive. It's a very fast read. I flew through it. But there were a couple, I gave it 2 stars. And I hate this. I hate this because this book had so much potential. But there were a couple of very big unforgivable things, in my opinion, that I just could not get on board with. I think it's disgusting, some of the things that happen in this book. And so I've got to talk about it. The first being that in this book, the main girl is a stripper and the guy is a super wealthy businessman. He's a good looking guy. I've heard of, you know, actual cases like Anna Nicole Smith, you know, where she is a stripper at this little small podunk town and in walks this old dude who's richer than sin, and, you know, she marries him and voila, you know, she's got money. So it's not completely unbelievable. It is unbelievable at the fact that this guy is like stunning, gorgeous with a huge dick. But whatever. I mean, it's romance, it's fantasy, it's a book. So I'm not going to ever take points off or anything like that. I actually really loved the concept of the story. It's a marriage of convenience trope. What I don't like, number one, okay, and also this guy's a bit of an asshole, which I love a bit of an asshole in books. So I wasn't mad at that. My problem with this book is there's cheating on both ends. They're in a marriage, and yes, I get it. It's a marriage of convenience, not a marriage of love. but they are actively sleeping with each other. They are actively together in a sexual aspect. And she cheats on him with somebody that he is close with. And that's a no-go for me. So that's number one. Number two, and the reason why I gave this book 2 stars, is he forces her to perform a sexual act on another man. And it's not like a consensual, I mean, it's rape. He forces her. Like, he tells her he's taking care of her father, who is very sick, and he's taking care of him financially. And he sits there and tells her that he's going to not take care of her father unless she does this. So it's straight up rape. I'm not okay with that. I will never be okay with that. I don't want to read about it. I don't want it in my books. I love consensual non-consent. Love it. Super hot. I'm into that in every single aspect. I'm here for it. But I'm not into rape. I will never be into rape. That's a limit of mine. I wasn't expecting it. I had no idea it was in this book. I would have never read it had I known. Like I said, the very first half of this book, first 25% was To Have, which is a book that I gave 5 stars to. After that, it went way downhill. Also, this book is written in a very weird way. This book is written in first person point of view, in her perspective, and then third person point of view from his perspective. It's not really his perspective because it's third person point of view. And I thought that was just really, really freaking weird. It just didn't work. And it only started after, I think, the first, after To Have, it's written in sections because these were initially written as novellas. It wasn't written as a full book. So I think that's part of the problem, but it just became very wonky after the first part. And the first part I loved. So, anyway, I'm really, really sad and disappointed that I had to give this book such a low star rating for me. It just was not something I ever expected to read in this book. Had no idea, was not prepared, did not read the spoiler reviews. And it wasn't really in anybody's trigger warnings, in the first part of it. Because if I would have read that, I would have immediately not finished that book. But I will be putting that in my spoiler reviews on Goodreads because I don't want anybody else to go into that not knowing and read that. It just, it really, really frustrates me as somebody who is, as somebody who has been sexually abused. It's not something I ever want to read about, and I was disgusted by it. So, anyway, that is it for me for updates tonight. I need to find a better book to read, guys. It's just been a really crappy reading week. So, I'm going to try to read something different. We'll see. Hopefully, it turns out better. I will update you whenever I decide what to read, and we'll talk tomorrow. Hey, y'all. It's the next night. It is Thursday evening, and I'm 35% of the way through The Education of Ivy Leovold. So this is the second book. I decided to go with another series that I had started last week. I want to try to redeem a series that I loved after reading that awful book by Alessandra Torre. I hate to say this, but I just don't know if this author is for me. I've now read 4 books by Alessandra Torre. Out of those 4 books, every single one of them, except for that little itty-bitty novella that I gave 5 stars to last week, and then turned out that the entire story just was terrible. So I've really, I've given every single book that I have read 2 to 3 stars, and I'm just really not happy with her writing. But Sierra Simone, I am totally digging this book. Like I said, I'm 35% of the way through it, and it's still a total murder mystery plot line with a ton of kinky stuff kicked in. It's totally interesting. I'm really, really digging this series, and I am 35% of the way through it. I worked all evening long, and that's really all I've done today. Haven't really done a whole lot, but I just wanted to give you a really quick update, let you know what is going on, what I'm reading, and I plan on going to Half Price Books tomorrow, so I may film a little bit of that, but yeah, we will talk tomorrow. Hey y'all, so I am here at my favorite local Half Price Books, so let's go ahead and go shopping. Okay, y'all, so really quick story time. I just got out of Half Price Books. I got a couple of these like little word search things from my mom because she likes to do them. And then I got one book because it was $3. That's Lisa Gardner. This is like book number 7 in a series, but I've been wanting to start this series for a while now. And it looks interesting. It's got really good reviews, so I went ahead and picked that up for $3. How could I not? There's 2 other books that I was super interested in. But they were like, one of them was almost $14, which is just outrageous for a Half Price bookstore. And it was cheaper to just buy it brand new on Amazon. And then I looked on Thrift Books and I got it for like $6. And it was supposed to be in like new condition, and it's supposed to be hardcover as well. So I went ahead and just got that instead. But so I was walking down, I was looking at my thrillers, and I was about to go over to the romance section, and I hear this older lady, and she's been in this romance section for like 45 minutes. I was waiting for her to get out of the way so I could take a look. And this older guy, and I mean, she's dressed like really conservative, like she has on the skirt, like, you know, those Pentecostal, like I was raised Pentecostal, so she totally reminded me of a Pentecostal girl. But she had on long skirt, long hair, whatever, and she was in the romance section forever. And this older guy comes up and he says, "Hey," and he starts talking to her, and he looks over and it says erotica. And I'm already cracked up laughing at this point, right? But then she has to go and make the excuse. She goes, "Oh yeah, I'm not reading that. I'm reading paranormal romance." And I'm going, sis, like, there's a difference. There's no difference between the two. But whatever. Like, but I kind of accidentally laughed a little loud, and she quickly goes, how about we go to another aisle? And she starts walking away from the romance aisle. Crack me up. So anyway, that's my little story time. I went ahead and purchased, like I said, a couple of books off of thrift books. You always want to look at better prices, because like I said, it was literally cheaper for me to buy a brand new book off of Amazon versus buying this used book at this store, which is absolutely insane. But I ended up getting it off of thrift books for literally half of what I would have spent here. So always, even if it's at a used store, always look at thrift books, always look at other places, especially if you're always wanting to get a better deal like I am. Like, I am all about the deal hunting, and that just wasn't a very good deal. So some days you win, some days you lose. Today wasn't a great day at Half Price Books. There wasn't just a whole lot of books that I absolutely wanted. I will show you the books as soon as I get them off of thrift books, but I thought that story was too funny not to share. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and drive home. I've got like a 45-minute drive home because I live in Oklahoma and we have to drive long distances everywhere here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start heading home, and I will update you guys later whenever I read something. Hey y'all, quick update. It is Saturday afternoon. It is really nice, bright, sunny, a little warm out here, to be honest with you, but it's a beautiful spring day. And it is time to start working in my flower beds again. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm not like super great about it. I'm not like some kind of master gardener or anything. But I do enjoy planting, like, especially vegetables. So tomatoes, bell peppers, cucumbers, jalapenos, and then I do like basil, rosemary, mint, that kind of thing. I'm also doing strawberries and blueberries this year, so we'll see how that turns out. But I need to rake up all this old mulch, get rid of it. I need to go to Home Depot and get some more plants and seeds and mulch and all of that. So I figured I'd bring you along with me while I do all that. Last night I got up to 80% of the Education of Ivy Leovold, and it is super steamy, a little boring in parts on the second book. It's going to be about a 4-star read for me, but it's still really good. I'm really enjoying it. It is historical, but it's historical Sierra Simone's way, so it's super erotic. Very good, really enjoying it. So anyway, I figured I'd just update you real quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and you'll see some clips here now. So it's been over an hour since I've been out working in the sun, and my face is still red. This is what happens when you're glow in the dark white. Hey y'all, it's Sunday, March 28th, so it is time to wrap up this vlog. I didn't read nearly as much as I did last week, but I did finish The Education of Ivy Leopold last night, and then I got halfway through The Punishment of Ivy Leopold, which is the third and final book, I believe, in the trilogy. It's really interesting. There is kind of a murder mystery plotline that's done all throughout this book. I've been talking about it for a while now, and it's really quite interesting. I've really enjoyed it. I kind of knew from the beginning that a certain person did not do it, and so it's interesting because I don't know who did it, but I know for sure who didn't do it. And I don't know. I don't really know what to say. It's very, very erotic. It's kind of gotten a little slow at places, so I did give it 4 stars for The Education. I gave 5 stars to The Awakening, and we will see. I'm already halfway through the 3rd book, so we will see how that goes. I think I'm going to keep up this vlog thing and do it for another week, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. If you guys continue to watch and enjoy it, I'll continue to do it. And then if the views go down and you guys aren't watching it as much, I'll stop doing it. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. I'll go ahead and do it another week. You guys seem to really enjoy the last one, so hopefully you enjoyed watching me go to Home Depot for a little bit and go book shopping for a little bit this week. Next week is going to be interesting because I'm going to get my COVID shot. I have an appointment and I'm super excited. This isn't like a controversial thing, guys. Like, if you don't want to get the COVID shot, definitely don't do it. That you do you. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna get it because I want to be around people again. But not everybody is going to do it, and that's perfectly okay. That's your choice. I will never, ever, ever tell you what to do. I'm just excited because I get it. And so anyway, I'm gonna go do that next week, so you guys might see me do that. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this is the end of the vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon.